March 1943. The waters of the Bismarck Sea were calm, almost deceptively so. From the sky above, the engines of American B-25 bombers roared low over the waves. So low their shadows skimmed across the ocean like black ghosts. Major Edward Larner sat at the controls, jaw tight, eyes locked on the distant Japanese convoy. 12 enemy ships, carrying men and supplies meant to reinforce the front lines in New Guinea. If they made it through, the war in the Pacific could shift again. Larner wasn't about to let that happen. Months earlier, he and engineer Paul Gunn had been experimenting with something the higher-ups called madness, a new bombing technique. Instead of diving from high altitude, Larner's plan was to fly dangerously low, releasing bombs that would skip across the water's surface and strike ships like stones skipping across a pond. Skip bombing, they called it. The idea sounded suicidal. One wrong move, one stray wave, and the plane would vanish in a flash of fire and spray. But Larner believed in it. He trained his men endlessly, flying low over wrecks, perfecting the timing, the release, the courage it demanded. Now, with the enemy fleet below, there was no turning back. "Hold steady," Larner barked over the radio. His squadron dropped to just 200 feet above the sea. The waves whipped by so close that salt spray hit their windshields. Ahead, anti-aircraft fire erupted from the Japanese ships, tracer rounds streaking upward like red lightning. Larner held his breath, lined up the lead transport, and released his bombs. For a split second, nothing happened. Then boom. The first bomb skipped once, twice, and slammed directly into the hull. The ship exploded into a tower of fire. More bombers followed, their guns blazing. The air was filled with thunder, smoke, and the burning scent of fuel. Within minutes, the ocean became a graveyard of steel and flames. By the end of the third day, 12 Japanese ships were gone, sunk or burning. The sea that had once carried reinforcements now carried wreckage. The Battle of the Bismarck Sea was over. Larner and his crews returned home, exhausted but victorious. They had not only won a battle, they had rewritten the rules of aerial warfare. Skip bombing became the new weapon of choice across the Pacific. It was daring, brutal, and effective. A technique born from the courage of pilots who refused to play safe. Major Edward Larner's name would never become as famous as some generals or admirals, but in those few days of March 1943, he proved that innovation, skill, and nerve could change the course of a war and make the impossible possible.